Nigeria has the highest burden in the world. Like, this is the global epicenter of sickle cell. We are the sickle cell capital. And people barely know so much about the disease. So someone who used to be a very integral part of my life lived with sickle cell. And because of that experience, I saw how sickle cell impacted the person's life. And that's why I've decided to do something, anything in my capacity that can help to relieve the body.
Right out of med school, there is the desire to become an expert in a specific field. And for me, it was hematology. I practiced some years as a medical officer and then advanced into postgraduate medicine, and then completed that, and I've been actively working as a specialist in the last 7 years.
I would say I personally found out when I was about 9. I had like a major crisis when I was 9, and I was in the hospital for such a long period of time, and that's when I became very aware about sickle cell. I had been taking medications every day before that, but I think that's when you're in the hospital for 1 month, when people are playing, your mates are playing, it hits you hard. That's this is real life. I used to go see my hematologist periodically in Babcock. It was compulsory. And then we formed this club for sickle cell amongst everyone that would go to the hematologist, because we had a specific day that you go in to see the hematologist. We were 7 in the club. Today we're only 2 that are alive. The remaining 5 are dead. God bless their soul. If I say that I know how to describe a crisis, I'm lying. However, someone described a crisis as this: if you put your hand in between a door and you slam it onto your hand, that pain that you get, a crisis is times 10 of that.
Now, the pain has different characteristics. You know, typically the kind of pain you expect is what we call ischemic pain, inflammatory pain. But there are other components of the pain. And so, you know, experts who take care of, warriors from time to time know.
We know that we can't exactly stop the progression of the disease or just put a complete stop to it and say no more sickle cell or something like that. So we try to just make life a bit more bearable for people that currently live with the disease. And we do this by providing health insurance and free routine drugs for sickle cell warriors.
For me, it's painful when patients come to the clinic and they're not even aware of their diagnosis, because I do not want to be an authoritarian. I want to be an authority. So my position as a physician is to provide you all the information you require, to tell you the benefits and the demerits of whatever solution I'm offering, and you should be knowledgeable enough to also be able to participate in that care.
My friends who have sickle cell, and I hear a lot of pain and anger towards their parents. I would be lying to you if I say I don't have that same anger sometimes, because the truth of the matter is my mom has a medical background and she was well aware, but she allowed love to blind her. I understand that people make mistakes, and I understand that my mom truly loved my father. It's a sacrifice that they had to make for love. And if they didn't give birth to me, I won't be here. Everything happens for a reason, to be honest. So I turned 24 recently in April, and there's something I say every year: Halimat 24, sickle cell 0, until the day sickle cell gains 1, which is the day I die. I have an elder sister who died of sickle cell. May her soul rest in peace. And I know that we don't have as much time, so live your best life. Like, don't let anything limit you. Go for every single thing it is that you desire, and go with your full chest. Go for it with your full chest.
I would say well done. You're doing such a fantastic job, and you're just amazing. And with how much life has thrown at you, you're still going strong and still keeping your head up high.
So I would like to break the myth that as you get older, sickle cell just all of a sudden disappears. It doesn't work that way. You don't just wake up at 32 and you're like, wow, I'm pain-free. It doesn't work that way. The truth of the matter is that as you get older, you learn to manage yourself. But then there are people at 30, 40 who have died of sickle cell. There are people at 20, 10 who have died of sickle cell. There needs to be education about sickle cell in secondary school for biology. A lot of Nigerians actually do have sickle cell. It's very common here in Nigeria, and so it needs to be something that is taught in biology.
Sickle cell has not gotten enough attention, and I want the kind of attention that I would say HIV got in its early days, like how much people were willing to put work into it. I want us to give sickle cell that same amount of attention.
I know what it means to take care of sickle cell. There's virtually no day of my life that I'm not involved in sickle care.
I think the most challenging thing for me has to be fundraising. Raising funds to fund our initiatives. In fact, I dread it, because I don't know. I know that the economy has gotten progressively worse, so every time I have to raise funds for something is very difficult.
So if I have 1 million to focus on sickle cell, I think for me, I would want to build an healthcare institution, a practice that would mitigate some of the currently existing gaps in sickle care, especially in our own context in the Nigerian setting. A memorable good day, I did have a patient recently who, she's a warrior, she lives with sickle cell. She was in an hospital where she wasn't getting adequacy of care. Adequacy of care in the sense of, pain management, in the sense of, she's still having this fever. It doesn't look like we've been able to crack what bug is implicated, and it looked like, they had changed antibiotics and it wasn't. It was an exciting thing that, you're able to be part of that care team, and then within 3 days, you're able to get the pain under control.
I think the biggest thing I've done has been the Free Routine Drugs Initiative. Last year, we decided to partner with Famasi Africa. They gave us a discount. They were gracious enough to give us a substantial discount on drugs. And so we're able to reach 22 warriors. And this year, we're doing a lot more warriors. We're doing 51 warriors. We've gone through a nomination process and we've done our final picks. And right now we have about 51 warriors in 12 states. And we're hoping that this is something that will continue for a long term, because the inflation has also not helped. The prices of drugs has gone up. So we would like to continue that and make it bigger and do it in a much bigger and better way.